Hey everyone, I'm Dave.
And I'm Phil.
Welcome back to the tax show for people who owe. Today we're going to cover audits. We're going to tell you what an audit is and what you can expect if you're receiving one. So Phil, give us a high-arching description of what an audit is.
So an audit, just like taking inventory at a store, is making sure that every item is accounted for, right? And in the case of tax returns, those are your expenses, any credits that you're claiming, and even down to the dependents, right? Are they eligible? Things of that nature. Okay, so does the IRS have the ability to audit any tax return they want? Yeah, no tax return is safe from audits. Any tax return can be audited, even returns that aren't filed, as we've seen with the SFR program. Well, very good point, and we cover that in a different show. You guys can check in the link up above. Now, let's cover what I can expect if I am being audited. How am I gonna know? So, with all things IRS, the way you're gonna be notified is through the mail. So open your mail, because that'll tell you that something's being adjusted, or perhaps an auditor's reaching out saying, David, please prepare the bank account statements and expenses for your Schedule C. Oh wow, that sounds scary. So is it gonna tell me specifically on 1 year, or is it could potentially open up for multiple years? What are we doing? Yeah, so just as the forms of audits vary, so does the scope. So it could be for just the most recent tax year, or it could be for all 3 tax years that you filed previously. So what are some of the main areas that we're concerned about if you're preparing your return this way? It has a higher percentage or a higher chance of it being flagged for audit. So typically we see a lot of self-employed people being audited. In the past, we've seen a lot of people who have been aggressive on their Schedule A's being audited. But I want to make very clear that even if your return is 100% accurate, you're not immune from audit. Got it. Right? Audit will happen no matter, because they don't know the accuracy of your return until they actually audit it, right? Good point. Good point. And we encourage clients not to play the audit lottery, as it's referred to. Audit lottery, what is that? Right, so oftentimes taxpayers will come into a tax preparer's office and ask them, like, what's the size of my refund, right? Good point. And there's some pressure there, and then they will focus on the Schedule A, or perhaps inflating some expenses, right? The preparers will. The preparers will, unknowing to the client. They're going to shop for the highest refund. They'll go to multiple stops along the way. Exactly. And so, a good sign of a good tax preparer is the focus shouldn't be on the size of the refund. It should be on educating the taxpayer on what are allowable expenses, right? Finding the expenses that you might not even be thinking of. Home office use, uniform, things of that nature. Great points. Now, guys, if you do think that you're being audited or we're a little worried about it, feel free to get a professional review of your tax return, and maybe you can always amend that return if needed. But any last parting words for Phil? As usual, please do something. Do something. I close the show today, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you next time. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us. Be sure to like and subscribe to all of our YouTube videos. And if you need more information on Optima Tax Relief, please go to our website, optimataxrelief.com.